Smoke on the hillside. I'm coughing at the sky. At least that's what we're doing in Texas. Yet another day, yet more smoke. Before I get this drone in the sky, I'm figuring y'all are going to catch up eventually. I am recording this with a buffer, so you'll see it eventually. I'm going to show you what it looked like a little bit earlier. I took a little time lapse earlier. And you can definitely see the smoke. You can definitely see even some yellow and burnt orange colors across the Texas hill country. There's a big reason for that. We have a ridiculous amount of smoke. And I'm going to get into that in just a second. Let me transition to this next photo. This is a satellite picture from one of the GO satellites that NOAA has in orbit. And what you can see is a lighter color to the left of San Antonio. That's all that lovely smoke that we're getting from, on the news they call it agricultural fires from Mexico and Central America. But they're also missing, and I found this out a little bit earlier today, it's not just the agriculture fires. That's a point of where people are burning, but it's so much over Mexico and Central America. It's both agricultural fires and wildfires. It's not just the farmers clearing out the dead vegetation from the prior year. Here, let me show you the next slide real quick. What you're seeing is a map of air quality and agricultural burning that was accurate a few hours ago from airnow.gov. You can reach it by fire.airnow.gov. You can see it on the screen. And any place you see an orange or red spot, that's a bad thing. That means the air quality is unhealthy. You really shouldn't be breathing it. There's even some orange spots showing up near San Antonio, Texas, which means you're kind of on the borderline for unhealthy air, but not quite. The gray silhouettes that you're seeing, the darker the silhouette, the more intense the smoke. Now, notice when we get to Central America, we don't have very many air monitoring stations. All we have are these small little yellow dots. Well, each of those dots represents a fire. So let me show you the next slide quick, if it'll move. I've outlined where the fires are coming from in a red line, and you can see where you have all those orange, yellow dots on the map, and it's a pretty extensive area, anywhere down from the, let me see if I can read this, Piedras Negras to the Yucatan to Merida. This is more extensive than I've seen in quite some time. Now, the fires I said are not just agricultural. They're also being set by something as simple as leaving an empty glass bottle or beer bottle, soda bottle on the side of the road. It acts like a magnifying glass and it will start fires. It's one of those things that you look at and you're a little bit in awe from just how numerous they are, just how much smoke we're getting. Let me go to a different slide. Once again, this afternoon, and all this tan, almost gray clouds that you can see all the way from the Yucatan up through the east coast of Mexico. That's all smoke, complete over San Antonio. Let me go back to the front slide again. Now you get a better idea how much the smoke has made its way into Texas by just looking at the outline near the cities of Piedras Negras and Nuevo Laredo, going up into Texas all the way up to Odessa and Midland. It's fairly extensive, and it doesn't look like it's going away for at least another couple of days. But that's not what you came here for. assuming, there we go. Of course, let me see, hold on, let me stop. There we go. Now I can go to the drone. And it should let me make the transition. Oh, nope, nope, I need to stop even the repeat of my media. Now I can transition to the drone. You get to see takeoff tonight. Here we go. We're going to do a quick 360 of the sky. Right now you're looking pretty much westward, and I want you to see how extensive some of that smoke is. As I've said in prior sunset videos, normally I can make out an outline of San Antonio if I'm looking almost directly south for as far as downtown San Antonio. Can't see a darn thing today. It's just that thick with smoke again. And just like I did last night, I will zoom in on the sun so you can get a proper look at it tonight. And I'll stay there until we hit sunset. Notice that the sun's a burnt orange color. Yeah, it's kind of that thick with smoke again tonight. There, I was able to get a little bit closer for you folks so you can see what's going on. Notice that the sky is a little bit of the, once again, orange, hazy, almost beige, a little bit of red. And the sun as it's going down is a burnt orange, um, almost red. And you can see how the smoke is just resting on the hillsides in the hill country. Um, Today's not a good day if you are asthma sufferer or if you have breathing issues. And it doesn't look like either Thursday or Friday will actually be good days for as far as the smoke is concerned. It'll still be pretty thick. Hopefully, there's going to be a small, I'm not going to say cold front, but a front that'll push through on Saturday to get rid of some of the smoke. We'll see. Yes, the agricultural, somebody had a question about the agricultural fires. Yes, the agricultural fires are intentional. They do that every year. It starts normally at the beginning of April and goes through part of June. What they're doing is they're burning whatever was left over from last year's crop. This does two things for them. First, it makes it easier to sow a new seed, and also the burning provides nutrients for the soil. So the Mexican government and Central American governments let this happen because, in the end, it's good for agriculture. The bad part of it is a lot of times these agricultural fires get out of control, and I think that was the case for some of these. Um, if you don't build in proper fire breaks, it's like you would if you're trying to um, cut off a fire from its source, or if you're doing some clear cut burning that happens in the US and in Texas during fire season. Uh, you wind up with a very dangerous situation. Now, the Mexican government allows the farmers to do this because it makes sense. Um, Economically, it makes sense, but they're not exactly enforcing whether um, the growers are actually creating fire breaks before they do the burning, which creates a very dangerous situation. And the sun is almost gone. It is gone from orange to red, almost burnt red, and now pink. Some of the sky has also turned pink. My drone is getting buffeted by winds tonight, so I don't know how long I'll be able to keep it flying. So we'll see. I will keep the drone flying as long as I possibly can. I'm not quite sure as to whether what the regs are for as far as burning in Mexico. I would think there would be a little bit of regulation, but from a couple of articles I read online from legitimate news sources, there doesn't appear to be a whole lot of enforcement of regulations or no regulations at all, depending on the part of Mexico that you're in. So it's really left to the individual states of Mexico as to whether what those policies are. Mexico also has a tremendous problem with water right now, If you've heard anything about Mexico City, is that it's running out of water very quickly because all of Mexico City is on the same aquifer, and their tremendous growth in Mexico City has caused them to drain the aquifer really quickly. So quickly, in fact, that the ground is subsiding. The buildings are literally sinking. Um, on many days, businesses in Mexico don't know whether or not they'll have water for their business, specifically in Mexico City. It really is a combination of problems. So here they need to do the agricultural burning. They know they need water, but the Mexico City's trying to ration it, and as part of that rationing, it becomes harder to irrigate your fields. Mexico's also undergoing a severe drought, just like Texas is. So it is a perfect storm for agricultural fires and for wildfires in that sense. I can't say whether the government of Mexico has bigger fish to fry, but they do have lots of problems they need to fix. And I'm not sure how they're going to do it. There might maybe bigger minds out there than mine that can figure that out, but it's not my problem to fix. But yeah, they have some things they need to work out. The only thing positive that I can see that these fires are giving us is actually two positive things. A lot of our produce comes from Mexico and veg comes from Mexico. So, yeah, they still need to do this. And we're getting prettier sunsets, but those two things are coming at a price. Somewhere along the line, they're going to have to figure out how to manage their water better, how to manage their agriculture better. And there's probably already some very big minds working on it. Not sure who. I'm just saying these are the problems, and that's why we're getting all the smoke. Due to the high winds tonight, it's time for me to land my drone. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and if it looks good tomorrow, I'll try to do another stream of the sunset tomorrow. From Friday up through Monday, I'm going to be off, so no sunset streams. Have a very happy, healthy, and safe Memorial Weekend.